George Rush St. Pierre back to his winning ways. Gotta see a smile on his face now from ear to ear, I would say, huh?
Big time. He came out and he really brought it to Koscheck in a way that Koscheck wasn't expecting it, and that threw him out of his game. He out-wrestled the wrestler. Josh Koscheck, being a phenomenal wrestler, just got completely thrown out of his game and found himself on his back for the majority of the mat with George St. Pierre just delivering a beating.
If you're Koscheck at this point, what do you do? I mean, you were just, like you said, completely taken out of your game. You were out-wrestled by a guy that you thought you were going to dominate on the mat. And Koscheck really seemed sort of like a fish out of water when he was on his back. I mean, we know wrestlers don't like being there. They don't like being flat on their back. They don't have the same movement. They don't have the same control. But St. Pierre just took him right out of his game. What do you do if you're Josh Koscheck?
Anytime you lose a fight, you got to go to the drawing board. You got to learn your lessons. Learn from your mistakes. Josh, this is mixed martial arts. You got to expect the unexpected. Be prepared at all times because anything can and will happen.
And in some always exciting undercard action here at the UFC, Roger El Matador Huerta took out Alberto Crane, who is no slouch in mixed martial arts, former King of the Cage champion of the world, taking out guys the likes of Javier Vasquez.
Absolutely, and Crane was the official test for the Matador, and I say that the Matador passed with flying colors. I give him an A for his performance. You know, the separating factor between the two is it looked like a very advanced jiu-jitsu game, position to position to position. The difference is that Huerta, when he was in dominating positions, he was pounding and pounding on Alberto relentlessly, and Alberto just kind of went through jiu-jitsu mode, just moving with no strikes. But Alberto, you know, he'll be back. Roger Huerta, the sky's the limit. Very impressed with his performance, and I think he truly is a contender in the division.
And speaking of contenders in the division, that leads us to Joe Daddy Stevenson. Impressive battle tonight, taking out Batman, Kurt Pellegrino, who we knew was no joke coming into this fight either.
Batman.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. And Joe Daddy, you talk about tough. Rumor out of the doctor's office that he broke his jaw in the first round and continued to fight the whole fight. And it was a fight. It was a scrap. Joe Daddy won a unanimous decision. But Pellegrino definitely brought it to him. Joe, as I told you earlier, I believe is the heir apparent to the lightweight crown, and I think maybe with this victory, he earned his shot. Hopefully we'll hear that in the future.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. The UFC always on top of things in the lightweight division, a very exciting division to say the least. And speaking of exciting, Patrick the Predator Cote had a lack of excitement in his last fight, definitely made up for it in this fight, taking out Kendall Grove, who was thought by many to be the guy who was going to take this fight. The underdog situation seemed to fit good for Cote as he took care of business.
Yeah, he did, and he did what he does best. He found a home for that right hand. He clipped Kendall, put Kendall on his back, and just pounced on him and finished it with strikes. He looked very impressive. As you said, he needed the wind. And Kendall's young. He's strong. He was he'll be back.
No doubt about that.